In the north of the Roman Empire, in parts of what are now the Netherlands, Germany and Belgium, one can find an area which used to be a Roman province, called Germania Inferior. One of the first administrators, called Domitius Corbulo, traveled to the region of Germania Inferior in 47 after Christ, when the area was not an official province yet. Inscriptions indicating Germania Inferior as a province are dated from 85 after Christ, during the reign of Emperor Domitian. When Corbulo traveled here, the region was merely a military district, which needed a military commander to administrate the restive border area. The area was indeed close to the outer boundaries of the empire, called the Limes. The area was conquered during the reign of Augustus. One of the tribes living in the region were the Cananifates, in the area which is now the modern province of South Holland. While this tribe lived under Roman rule, this did not mean they were completely Romanized. In 47 after Christ, Corbulo was probably happy to have a stable, peaceful tribe inside of his borders, which could produce enough food surplus for his armies. There was also a fleet stationed in the region, the Classis Germanica, the Rhine fleet. Corbulo's Rhine fleet headquarters were probably based in Cologne, but there might have existed a fleet station in the estuary of the Meuse, close to the modern city of Naaldwijk. In 47, Corbulo tried to accomplish a neat feat, that is, to pacify the Cauchy tribe, the tribe of the Frisians, and to bring laws, courts, and a senate to these lands. In other words, he tried to create a civitatis Frisiorum, to incorporate fully these territories. However, in 47 as well, Emperor Claudius ordered him to return to the Rhine as Limes. One of the explanations for the emperor's decision might be that Claudius realized it was impossible to both successfully invade Germania completely and Britannia, and he had been preparing the invasion of Britannia for some time. Another explanation might be one of dynastic rivalry. According to ancient historian Cassius Dio, Corbulo was recalled by Claudius, for the emperor, learning of his valor and the discipline of his army, would not permit him to become more powerful. To this, according to Cassius and ancient historian Tacitus, Corbulo merely exclaimed, "How happy those were who led our armies in olden times." According to Dio, by this Corbulo meant that the generals of other days had been permitted to exhibit their prowess without danger, whereas Corbulo himself had been blocked by the emperor by reason of jealousy. However, after his retreat, Corbulo made his men dig a canal from Naaldwijk to Katwijk, the Fossa Corbulonis, or the Canal of Corbulo. According to ancient historian Tacitus, Corbulo decided to construct the canal to keep his soldiers occupied and to evade the dangers of the ocean. The Rhine fleet might indeed be one of the components for digging the canal, for it could use the canal without having to sail the sea. Cassius Dio mentioned as well that the canal was there to prevent the river from flowing back and causing inundations at the flood tide of the ocean. Modern interpretations assess Corbulo created it to facilitate logistics between the Meuse and the Rhine, in other words, from the Meuse to the Limes. Both ancient and some modern historians seem to agree that Corbulo drilled his soldiers much and kept much discipline. In 52 after Christ, Corbulo was in Rome. Before that year, his governorship must have ended. After this, Corbulo would serve another emperor and lead armies to Armenia. That is, however, the topic of a future video. In conclusion, Corbulo was an important man in deciding what the Roman Netherlands looked like, especially concerning its limes. Traces of him can still be found in the landscape.